Actor Kevin Conroy has passed away at the age of 66 after a short battle with cancer. Conroy, who was most well known for voicing Batman in various television shows like Batman the Animated Series, various movies, and video games like Arkham Asylum over the course of 3 decades, was a beloved figure among both fans and fellow creatives and peers, and for both, his loss has hit especially hard. In fact, among those said peers, many have released statements expressing both their grief over Conroy's passing as well as their admiration for him, including Batman the Animated Series co-star Mark Hamill, who famously voiced the Joker in that show, who stated, "Kevin was perfection. He was one of my favorite people on the planet, and I loved him like a brother. He truly cared for the people around him. His decency shone through everything he did. Every time I saw or spoke with him, my spirits were elevated." End quote. But Conroy's peers are not the only ones who are grieving. In fact, many fans and media analysts have written posts and articles both somberly stating how dismayed they are with Conroy's passing, all while also celebrating Conroy's legacy as arguably being the definitive version of Batman, even more so than the live-action ones. And honestly, I'm pretty inclined to agree with these posts and articles. For one thing, Conroy's Batman didn't have an overly personified voice. It was mostly a normal voice, which was something that underscored how Bruce Wayne was the actual costume rather than the Batman, an idea that Conroy's Batman achieved far better than any other version of Batman, including his live-action counterparts, because while a movie like the Christian Bale starring Batman Begins might come to a similar conclusion that Batman is the dominant identity, whereas Bruce Wayne is the actual mask, Christian Bale's often parodied Dark Knight growl kind of contradicts that sentiment a bit. It doesn't feel as true as Conroy's performance. Additionally, Conroy had longevity in the role, something that made him the definitive Batman more so than his live-action counterparts. After all, he started voicing Batman with Batman the Animated Series back in 1992, and his most recent performance as the Caped Crusader was in the video game Multiverses, which released in this year of 2022. That's 30 years of Batman, 3 literal decades of different TV shows, movies, and video games, all to the point that his career is arguably defined by Batman way more than any of his live-action counterparts, because while sure people recognize and respect many of the live-action Batman, that said character did not solely define their careers like it did for Conroy. Like Christian Bale and Michael Keaton have made other major star turns in other roles, Robert Pattinson is both defined by his willingness to do really out there artistic stuff whilst also still being recognized as the Twilight guy, and Ben Affleck is Ben Affleck. Nuff said. But this was not the case with Conroy. While yes, he did do other roles, Conroy was firstly and foremostly the voice of Batman, all to the point that when reading a Batman comic, it's hard not to read Bruce Wayne's narration in Conroy's voice. He actively became the standard bearer for this role, a role that meant so much to so many people, and thus he won't just be missed by colleagues, but his passing will be hard for fans as well. Yes, even for those of us who have never met him personally, because truly Conroy made an impact on our lives through his vocal performances, especially of Batman, and for that, it's sad to see such a talented and seemingly good person go. May he rest in peace.